Namaste, my friend, much love to you, and now I have a message about compassion. So I really feel that compassion is the most important virtue for us to help us to go through our emerging challenges, both in our individual lives and in our collective global life, to go through those challenges in this age of transformation most easily, most smoothly, most harmoniously. So for that, compassion is the key. And what is compassion? Compassion is love response, responding with love to everything that is happening. And when everything that is happening can most smoothly, easily integrate into unified harmony of life for the benefit of all, for the best of all, for the best of our civilization and nature and so on. And also, compassion is very interconnected with empathy. So empathy is ability to tune in into experiences that others are going through. And that is very natural ability, because everything is one. We are made out of the same particles of existence, so it is very natural that we can feel what others feels, to know what others are experiencing, to mirror that within ourselves. But when we lack compassion, it is very easy to go into disbalance with that, to go into a victim mode, to feel that all of those experiences weighing you down, and you feel like a victim. And also many people, because of that, creates a lot of boundaries, a lot of walls, which creates the sense of disconnection, isolation, which is also not healthy for yourself and for others. So the most optimal and optimal harmonious way is through compassion. Compassion helps you to balance and be empowered in your empathy. So when you feel those various feelings or maybe thoughts and so on from seemingly outside, you just respond to that with love. You just send unconditional love. You just radiate peace. You're wishing clarity. You're wishing health. You're wishing healing. And everything that is best for others in their present process. So by doing that, by radiating that, you most easily and rapidly transmute all of those maybe heavier energies within your system. And when you become empowering space holder for others to go through their processes of healing, of awakening, and consciously when participating in that same empowering space and harmony for others. So compassion is really that what we need in these times. Unconditional love is the basis of our new humanity, of our unified civilization of Earth. But to really, really, genuinely feel that unconditional love, you also need to feel free from all the artificial ideas and judgments about yourself and others, because you can't really feel authentic love for that from which you don't feel free. Only from the place of freedom you can really radiate that love. Because everything that we deny, avoid, judge creates imprisonment within our consciousness. We just lock ourselves, our parts of ourselves in our consciousness by judgment. And when love cannot flow freely through those parts of ourselves to unify those parts. And when we feel constant friction, constant conflict within ourselves, and when we project that conflict to others, and that which we do not accept in others is reflection of those parts that we do not accept within ourselves. And you can catch yourself in your daily life when you're judging others in your imagination, you're trying to justify your way of living against others to feel more worthy. And so because you feel the lack of worthiness and so on. So to transform that, you first of all need to transcend that. You need to take yourself into distance from all of that drama. And meditation is a great tool to do that. That self-inquiry, really deep self-inquiry, helps you to do that. By asking yourself in a meditative state, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? What is I? And going beyond all the artificial ideas about yourself. And when you go really deep, you will not find yourself as an object, as an person, as a story or idea. You will find absolute freedom. And from that space of absolute freedom, from the illusion of yourself, love flows freely to everything. Because in that freedom you feel natural fulfillment, natural bliss of being, and when you don't care about those minor details of your life, you just love everything as it is, because it just only adds and enriches your experience of yourself, and you are free from that. You can then really appreciate that from that place of freedom. And then you unify yourself in that love. All the fragmented parts of yourself gets unified, and then it is very easy to also unconditionally love others, because you then also feel free from others, when you feel free from yourself. And in our way also, just by practicing compassion, you're also developing that feeling of distance, of freedom from yourself, because when you start to radiate love the best that you can, when you start to send and transmit happiness and the best for others, you naturally go out of your ego bubble. And yeah, many times when we feel unhappy, sad, depressed, and so on, it is usually because we are too much focused within our personality and various stories and dramas, and make too much significance about our own limited ideas about ourselves. So by connecting to others, to our life forms, maybe to nature, and really feeling that empathic, compassionate connection, you naturally refresh your state of being, renew, fulfill with that sense of connection with life, with vast and infinite intelligence of life. So when your personal problems naturally start to disappear, and by developing that compassionate connection to others, you are at the same time developing that same compassionate connection to yourself. When you start to also experience yourself like from the distance, like you see yourself as another person that you would like to help. So when by being more compassionate to others, you're also learning deeper compassion for yourself, because others is just reflections of yourself, is that same self in the form of others. And then by deepening your compassion for yourself, you also expand that radiance of compassion to others. So you can see that as an infinite loop of growing compassion. And by doing that, you will start to really awaken into unity consciousness. It becomes very, very tangible feeling, not just conceptual idea, but really tangible feeling of unity, of oneness. In the same way as you feel your body, you start to feel the whole life as your body, that unified movement, that harmonious movement of life, of infinite intelligence that your personal mind can never comprehend. Why things are happening in the way they are happening. Only that infinite intelligence of life knows why things happening in the way they are happening. And through unconditional love, acceptance, compassion to what's happening, you can really start to synchronize and intuitively also know the intention that is behind, and when you really start to feel that harmonious direction, that natural integrity of life, by having unconditional faith in life, you will start to more and more blend with that infinite intelligence. And yeah, by developing that, we then can release all the artificial structures of control. Because all of those structures exist only because we are lacking faith, lacking compassion, lacking unconditional love. So all the integrity and control is intrinsic in the flow of life. So we do not need to create artificial reasonings and ideas on and biases on the top of that, because those things only blinds us from seeing life as it is, which is always in the most harmonious path, which is always benevolent, which is always in the best interest for all. It is the nature of oneness, of existence, of that infinite intelligence. So we need to trust that and love unconditionally everything that appears in front of us. That is the way. So be that way, and you will experience that, what I am talking about. And I love you unconditionally, even if I do not know you personally. I still always and forever love you, no matter what you choose. It is my nature. and so it is yours. And I just reminding that.